The guards seem pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you. Leave them alone, they're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things. The stranger wanted Ember's attention. Being careful, you should get away from here. You can't trust the birds. I've heard there's another campfire in the marsh. Well, that's where I'm going if I can find a way down. The travelers had disappeared. A campfire remained. Bear tracks lay in the cinders. The stranger leaned in. But friend, those birds are really just embers, dressed up. The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scruff. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass. Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There were memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift camp. Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather. This forlorn was not the same as the others. Ahead, the forlorn whispered softly, I know what I need, but I may never be ready. The future is yours, stranger, but mine is mine. Ember left the forlorn with their thoughts. The time wasn't right, perhaps would never be. travelers seem distressed. I'm sure it's fine. They'll be okay. But it's been a while. It's my fault. Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds. A figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me? Hidden inside was the wanderer's journal. Another face at last. A catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more, though I almost wish to stay. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. The piece formed a new route. It was the same place as before. But how? An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time. Inside was a secret diary entry. Pink, orange, red, brown, leaves gently dancing to the ground. Crunch, crackle, lovely sound, fall into a giant mound. A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. Gradually, more of the map was revealed. was like the map had been broken on purpose. The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose? The stranger spoke. You know, I said some things I shouldn't have, and now I'm lost. And it's too late. The skeleton looked held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The statue spoke. The instrument you now hold, another before you, took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle. The lanthorn began to glow. A lost message was inside. The mist is thick. One way blurs into another. Where do I end? Where does the world begin? I cannot see far enough to tell. Amber found a secret note from the Wanderer. Something beckons. This place is not home. I trace the map in my head, recite the older myths. I have to move on. There was one last place to reach on the map. Amber found a lost message. The smell of hot broth and hearty stew wafts across the swamp. By the cook's pot I meet another. They are on their own path. Inside was a scrap of journal. In the orchard, I meet the stranger from the cook's fire, a stranger no longer. Together we fill their satchel, food and memories for the road ahead. The fog was so blinding, Amber was turned around. The fog was so blinding, Amber was turned around. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. Ember felt a great relief to be out of the mist. The way through was ruined. Muffled by the fog, Ember was sure they heard a rumble. Could that have been a tremendous snow? The Wanderer's Diary. An ancient throne sits empty. No one remains to... Ember didn't mind getting muddy. The slide was such fun. A sleeping pig, trotters in the air. They looked happy. The plant looked like it could take a hand, and it was in Ember's way. The fruit was giving off a sickly sweet smell. The plant looked like it could take and it was in Ember's way. Ember chuckled. The dangerous plant was no match for a hungry piggy. A hideous odor filled the air. And suddenly, the reason was obvious. Ember found the Wanderer's Diary. We stopped by the warmth of another campfire The guardian spirit provokes us, asks what we hope to resolve. I do not understand the question. My companion is silent. Amber uncovered a journal entry. Naughty piggy, simple piggy, so easily teased with fruit. They are no help until they are fed. A few grow fat, wobbling on their trotters. The pig inhaled a giant snort of air. Wait. What's the ember shuffled nervous? Other embers fed me treats. But then stopped. You feed me now. As the pig chewed, a light grew in its belly. Fruity, fresh, but tastes a lot like. But what I wanted, something with more crunch. The pig would eat anything. Ember just needed to find more. It was junk. Maybe the pig would eat some junk. And with each thing it ate, the light grew even brighter. Surprising, a little sparky, but what I want is something with more crunch. Perhaps if Ember could satisfy the pig, they might be more helpful. The skull was disgusting. Perhaps the pig would like it. This was the last thing Ember could find to offer. Crunchy, embery. No, but what I want is... The pig's stomach made an almighty sound. Ember chuckled with relief at the large creature they had been so afraid of. Ember came upon another campfire lost in the wilderness. It looked long cold, but ready to be lit. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. Hands encircled around the evening fire, merry lanthorn tunes, singing out the promises of old. Will home be as we remember? The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." This is here hope was You must not lose hope, or you'd Ember thought of those they loved, those they'd left behind. There are others lost, find them and I will guide them. Down steps to your east, travel the path south, watching a pig grow unhappy, a forlorn lost hope. The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." The forest king, the campfire, will find those who are lost, bring embers to the fire. East by wooden bridges, on a lonely plinth, a forlorn sits in sorrow. Ember found a scrap of journal. The lanthorn wards off ghosts and fear. It shapes the world as we wish it. I urge my companion to rest, but still they stare into the fire. The stranger had come so very far. They felt the air beneath them, the distance ever widening. It was such a long way down. A resolve stirred within the stranger. Just a few more steps. It can't be much further. Hidden inside was the wanderer's journal. Our feet are weary, the hours long. There will be much to do when we arrive. I tell my companion of those waiting at home. They do not seem to know what to say. Through the mist, Amber could feel they were being watched. The stranger puzzled over their journey. Some steps felt effortless. Some steps seemed impossible. Again and again they returned to the past. Twisted by unseen. Gratefully, the stranger said, "Friend, thank you. We all help each other along the path." Inside was a secret diary entry. The satchel is almost bare, our supplies exhausted. The taste of a good meal is not easily forgotten, but it slipped my mind to thank the cook. The stranger knew they had to move on. The path behind was forever closed. They knew they had no choice, and yet they hesitated. so hard to see it all. To leave now seemed unbearable. The stranger stared past Ember. I'm almost ready. Let me sit a little longer. I will catch up. I promise. The stranger said, magical sound. Let me tell you, I plays a good lanthorn. A lost message was inside. Our music crafts our path, bridging over any we pass. My companion's hand clutches mine. We dart like fireflies through the swamp. The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." Travel wisely. Return if you have lost your way. The pig had vanished, but something moved beneath the surface. In a muddy pond, Ember thought the pig looked. The pig shouted joyously, "Join me, morsel!" The pig seemed happy, but Ember wasn't getting to. Why do I consume whatever I need some true nourishment, but there's none. But so much cooler in this muddy pond, I can finally think. Thank you, morsel. Ember thought about the pig. Fed to bursting by cheerily, the stranger said, "Don't remind me of one of those cool. Stood there, mouth open. I like you." Who had the pig been before? Ember wondered. The pot had turned cold. The fire had died. Nothing the cook made felt good enough. Endlessly stirring the same tasteless pot. Couldn't focus, sleepwalking through the days. In the eye of the storm, a fragile flicker. They wanted to serve something perfect. Ember couldn't hold on. The cook felt numb and hurt all at once. Ember couldn't hold on. The cook spoke softly. "Oh, hello, little one. I didn't see you." I must have lost myself for a moment. It's supposed to be my new soup, but it's not ready. A wonderful smell wafts. You look starving, poor thing. Have a little taste. It was the most beautiful. I know. It got no. Ember wished the cook would believe them. Oh, I used to love this, but it feels like nothing has flavor. I'm stuck. Oh, I'd forgotten how good it feels feeding for. But it's not ready. There's no need to pretend just to make me. The cook stirred their soup, looking. Soon, maybe. If you know what you want, I can try. But I really need some better. Something from the orchard could have worked if it was still standing. Oh. The cook struggled to hold back their. Pigs have gotten in me orchard. Planted every sapling I did. All me hard work ruined. Take the key and have a look yourself. I can't bear to. See if anything is left, but I promise you, there won't be. The stranger was afraid. They couldn't see what lay ahead. Ember saw their own fear reflected in the stranger. The darkness hungered for them all. Little Ember spoke hesitantly. How do you continue, never knowing if we'll reach the end? Ember found a secret note from the Wanderer. A memory lapse at the edge of my dreams. A time before the water, someone I wish to stay for. We must hurry home. Ember found a lost message. To see hope fade in those you care for, the harder I squeeze, the quicker it slips away. A stone golem frozen in the lake, a relic from a forgotten time. Ember watched as the helpful piggy cleared the path. Inside was a scrap of journal. Less and less grows here. I dare not go in the caves alone. The spiders whisper. Their cobwebs glitter. I am not sure I am ready. The stranger couldn't take on more. The time to grow had passed. The stranger stretched their limbs. Perhaps it is not too late after all. The Wanderer's Diary. Frogs play at the feet of fallen statues. Simple, splashy, happy little hoppers. They seem content in the home they've made. The orchard gate was locked and needed a key. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it. The cook was right. The pigs had destroyed everything. The pig was stuffed to bursting, having filled up on fruit in the orchard. pig devoured the fruit with careless abandon. Ember found the Wanderer's diary. The earth resists my wishes. The lanthorn will not answer when I blow. I must be rid of it. I hide the wretched instrument deep in a riddle. The frog seemed nervous, but also relieved to see Ember. They told Ember that the birds had let all the pigs in and that the pigs had eaten all whilst the birds watched and laughed, except one precious thing the frog had managed to keep safe. The frog offered the lotus seeds to Ember. They pleaded for Ember to take the lotus seeds to their old friend, as the frog knew how important good ingredients were in hard times. The stranger closed their eyes and let the fog overwhelm them. Soft, gentle fog, it held them like a vice. The mist could not be pushed, would not be fanned away. The stranger spoke. The fog didn't choose me, it just was. I hope it never closes on you, friend. Ember uncovered a journal entry. I dock my boat at the final harbor. Soft drips drip dripping over slick black rock. Something hisses from the dark. The stranger couldn't face themselves. They'd never meant any harm. To be outshone. Easier just to turn aside. The stranger searched Ember's face. Is there hope for me, do you think? Will I make it? Back so soon? It takes a long time to... Some of the leaves are poisonous, so that's something. You ever want to feel good about your cooking, feed a piggy. They always ask for, but then later you see them eating small chews. I can't believe I've never cooked with lotus seeds. Ember felt happy seeing the... What a lovely surprise! Please try some. It's not... Help yourself. Be well, little one. And do remember me if you are ever hungry. pig was joyous. What is this? My insides feel as refreshed as my I did not dream such food was possible. We will plant a garden of treats. We will grow compliments to the chef. The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. You have done well to... I will clear the path ahead for you." You have seen, they know the secrets of this place. Seek them out. With courage, the Ember said, "We should be more careful of each other." Softly, the Ember said, "Most people are unhappy with love," the stranger said. "I needed a friend," the Ember whispered. "It's so long since I loved," the stranger said thoughtfully. "I needed," the Ember spoke hesitantly. "Nothing is endless," gently the stranger said. "Love survives us all in the end." The painting was the same as Ember had seen before. Two embers shone clearly in the daylight now, their journey ahead. The forlorn was cold to the touch. Different, the stranger spoke. "I can't let another in right now." Ember shared a moment with the forlorn and hoped they would find what they needed. The forlorn was cold to the touch. The stranger spoke. "I can't let another in right." Ember shared a moment and hoped they would find what they needed. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. The snake is drawn to the light. They are not so fearsome after all. I think they mean no harm. Well now, we've been looking everywhere. Oh, fun, over the wall they goes. Hope you have a good excuse for running off, Scab. Ember's heart sank. Ember told the birds about all they had seen in the marsh, pleading, "Save your made-up stories for the forest." "Oh yes, tell the lies to the king." Ember felt nervous standing before the king again. Frustrated, the Forest King said, "Poor tired Ember, you must rest now. You give false hope, try and fail and hurt." Ember could feel the Forest King looking right through them. "This end, then why not stop? Let go of this. You must stay. No more foolish last chance. Make sure gates are locked. Let no more in, let no more out." Ember took the key. What choice did they have?